Hi folks, welcome back. This is kind of going to be a pointless video about some observations that I've made between the Sauer P210 magazine that comes with the P210 American pistols and an old P38 magazine. I didn't want to pollute the other P210 video, or both of them, either one of them, with this because it doesn't really matter that much, but just kind of interesting stuff. They're very similar, like really similar. If we just take a quick visual look at them, I mean, you'd almost think that the holes in the side for witnessing the cartridges are in the same place. They're almost the same size. They're very slightly different, but almost exactly the same. It's kind of neat. Dimensionally, the 210 magazine is about 1.271. P38 magazine, 1.261 about. That's kind of close there. On the width, 0.481, 0.4470. So, I mean, within about, 10 thousandths in forward and back and side to side dimensions. So really close. I mean, that might even just be, you might have that much in one manufacturer to the next of these. This is a 359, that's a Walther magazine. So I think this is made by Metgar, made in Italy, looks like a Metgar mag. So both seem to be really good quality magazines, but kind of interesting to note how similar they are. Of course, the P210 American magazine has the cutout for the thumb style release, where the P38 magazine used a heel type. The springs have the same number of coils. I counted at 15 based on how I was counting it, but they're the same number of coils. The P210 spring is shorter in spite of having the same number of coils, and a little smaller front to back and side to side. I think that comes down to the use of a plastic follower instead of the old metal kind, is that you have this taking up some space on the sides, and front and back you've got some thickness of the plastic there, whereas the old metal has no side pieces to it and just the little front and back there. Base plates, pretty similar. They actually, P38 base plate will almost fit all the way onto the P210 magazine. Only reason it doesn't is because the P38 magazine has this little cutout on the front of it here, a little relief to where it can slip over this front kind of toe of the base plate. But very similar. Let's see if this goes on here, huh? Yeah, that actually fits perfectly. So if you have a P38 magazine missing a floor plate, I guess you can use a P210 floor plate on it. Kind of cool. They're a little different angle at the bottom, just slightly, which probably neither here nor there. I don't know that it matters that much. I guess the profiles of the frames are slightly different in that regard. But yeah, just kind of interesting stuff, how close they are together. One cool thing that I've noticed on the P210 magazine, which I haven't seen on other magazines from really any manufacturer that I've noticed, is that the plastic follower, it has a little metal insert in it right here where it hits the slide stop. Usually I just see plain plastic there, but it looks like it has a little forked end that they just pop it in there and it stays put. So probably pretty good for wear resistance. I mean, it's a plastic part that's coming in contact with a metal slide stop, so kind of cool that they put that little bit of reinforcement there to help with wear. A little higher up position compared to the P38 where it engages, so you don't have that cut out for the P210. A little different profile at the top. P210 has this extra bit of metal here, kind of coming out the front, which I'm not sure why that is. Maybe it's for just offering a little extra guidance to the cartridge. I can't really explain why it has that. But I don't know if it would make any difference or not. I don't feel like cutting a notch into my P38 magazine to find out. I almost wonder. I almost wonder if you could use a P210 magazine in a P38. Because then that notch wouldn't make any difference. Floor plate wouldn't be able to go on all the way. But you could get pretty close. How about if I put this follower in here? Will it fit? Yeah, it does fit. Put the spring in with it. And I'm not going to put the little lock plate in because it's not going to go back far enough anyway. Messing it up. Kind of neat, isn't it? I think that would work. Obviously, it would fall apart pretty easily. You just have to give it a simple pull and it comes off. But just interesting the compatibility between the two of them. You know, made probably 75 years apart and different manufacturing technologies. I mean, this is welded along the back here in a solid bead and then ground flat. This one here has a series of spot welds kind of along the front left side of it, right along there. So different techniques in manufacturing, slightly different, different materials used, slightly different dimensions on things, but overall very similar with some interchangeability of the parts. So just kind of neat, interesting observation. I don't know if it helps anyone do anything. I mean, not particularly useful, but interesting. So there you go.